let's get into a very controversial, at least for us. So,
Yep.
our friend Nick Rekieta
Be right back.
making the rounds in the news, and Jim, Mr. Medicare, just did a stream on him that had 20,000 people watching it.
May I? Can I just say it quickly? I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know Nick or anything. So if you could just give me like a 30-second, 1 minute of like lore dump, if you will, of what exactly happened, because I don't really.
I don't know how you can condense it to that short though.
Okay, well, shit, never mind.
he got really shit faced on one of his streams, really bad. Talked shit about a judge, did other stuff. I mean, he was fucked up, and everybody warned him, "Yeah, man, you're gonna have problems." So anyway, a few days later, he gets arrested. Apparently, the arrest came for this like 7 days before that, though. Somebody had went in and mandatory reporter had reported that there were issues. Cops raid his home. They knocked down his door. They find 26.7 grams of cocaine.
Damn.
Some other stuff. Yeah.
Packaging, yeah.
Yeah, and
so
that's much...
again, I don't know anything, so I'm like the person that's outside of. I have no idea.
I mean, that's
that's
a terrible.
What does this guy do on
but...
YouTube? What does he do on YouTube?
So
he used to
LawTube.
He used to do LawTube.
Yeah, I mean, he made
a lawyer. Okay,
100,000 plus people watching for the Rittenhouse trial, for example.
Wow, that many people in his streams?
Yeah, man, it was monstrous.
He had the world at his fingertips. But for some reason, and I don't know what the reasoning for this was. So I haven't been up to date on what's been going on with Nick, because I haven't been following him as much, because I'm not into the manosphere red pill stuff. He was at the top of the YouTube log game, had 100,000 people watching him, and then decided to switch from law to sex and relationship advice. There's a very big difference in content there, but if it makes you happy, I guess that's fine. And then, you hear things, people talking about all the stuff that he was doing, and
I've only streamed with Nick a couple of times, and it's pretty much been here on FlashCast, and I've got nothing against him or anything like that. There was that clipped video of him looking like he was rubbing one out while he was streaming.
It sounds like he was getting a blowjob.
It was just getting messy. Yeah, somebody blew up the audio, and you could hear it did sound like he was getting a gobby.
That stream was bad, though. I caught that because it was an update to his lawsuit that he was in. And
so from what I understand, again, basically he's doing a bunch of bad stuff, and then someone called the police on him. And then you got caught with stuff.
That's the part I missed.
Went into the
because again,
station.
I don't know, right? So
there was a mandatory reporter that went in, and what that means, a mandatory reporter can be anyone from a doctor to a priest or whomever. And again, there's been I haven't been able to verify the document people have shown around. I haven't seen the entire thing, but there's been a lot of talk that it was actually the priest or whatever in his church, whatever the fuck they call that. So
I think it was the pastor.
Yeah, pastor. That's what. My bad. I couldn't think of what the fuck I was trying to say. But yeah, it was a pastor that had gone in, and that one of his kids may have. Again, that's just I haven't been able to verify that, but somebody walked in and gave a report for sure. I mean, that's undeniable, and it was about child neglect. That was what the police report said on it.
But Tug, you said that the stream he did the night before and the arrest that came after, those are connected to each other?
Well, again, this is just my opinion on it. All right, we have a report on the 16th, and again, it's for child neglect. That's something that typically they're going to look into. They're going to send somebody, but he's had a lot of reports that have come to his house and stuff. So I don't know how they took that. I'm not sure. But then that stream comes up, and that stream looked bad. If anybody was watching, thinking about drugs or anything else, it was right there. And, again, without saying too much out of the way, a lot of people contacted and were like, yo, dude, this looked really bad, and somebody may raid your house because that's going to be. I mean, that looked really bad, and sure enough, that's what happened. I mean, they gave people probable cause.
He had white powder on his nose.
Yeah, on his nose. He went to the bathroom. He comes back.
Well, it trended for 3 days.
Wasted. It did. It was a really bad look. Really bad. It's horrible.
I had first seen like some bad stuff in January. Like I haven't been paying much attention. Like I said, I wasn't interested in the stuff he was talking about. And he hadn't been on here in a long time. I just figured he just didn't want to talk about Hollywood and video games, and which is fine. But I saw some stuff in January that looked really bad, and people were telling me that this is all the time. And I hit him up, and I'm like, what's going on, man? Are you okay? And he told me, yeah, I'm gonna, I was using alcohol as a crutch, and I want to, get better. So I'm gonna do dry January. And it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I asked him, like towards the end of January, I'm like, how's your dry January going? And he never responded. Then I saw this stuff recently, and it's like, wow, holy shit.
So here's the statement of probable cause. I'm just going to read it, okay? Because it's got an address on it, and I haven't redacted it. So this is what the police wrote up about that. They noted on May 23rd, 2024, 9:13 a.m., search warrant was executed at his home for Rekieta and his wife that reside there. Law enforcement approached. He was traveling southbound in a vehicle. He was stopped by law enforcement. Upon knocking at the door, a juvenile female opened the door and wouldn't let them in. Nick would not provide the door code to enter the residence, so law enforcement entered the home utilizing a door ram. So they battered his door down. Upon entry, law enforcement located Nick Rekieta's wife and this other woman that was there, and 4 juveniles who were also in the home. Officers noted the home was extremely cluttered. There were clothes everywhere, dirty dishes, dust, and overall dirty home. Nick returned to the home with law enforcement, demanded a copy of the search warrant. When he was given it, he looked at it and threw it to the ground. During the search, law enforcement located the following in the master bedroom. So the following items, they break them down like where they're at. The following items were located in the master bedroom near the nightstand. A yellow snort tube, positive for cocaine. Black vial with white substance inside that field tested positive for cocaine and weighed 2.2 grams. To put that in perspective too, like an 8-ball, that's 3.5 grams. So a credit card listed for that other woman that was there, a .22 caliber spent shell casings on the floor of the nightstand in the master bedroom. The following was located underneath the bed in the master bedroom, a 6-hour AR with several magazines and loose ammunition. They give the serial number. The following item was located in the master bedroom drawer. It was a glass container with metal filter and grinder and glass container that field positive tested for cocaine. The following items were located in a safe in the master bathroom, a bag with cards and dollar bill that tested positive for cocaine, large corner cut baggie with white powder that field tested for cocaine and weighed 18.96 grams with packaging, 3 small baggies that field tested positive for cocaine and weighed 5.49 grams with packaging, 8 green-colored tablets that field tested positive for ketamine, digital scale that field tested positive for cocaine, metal pan and white powder that tested positive for cocaine, 2 snort tubes, 2 metal cutters. They tested positive, and then the following was in a safe in the master bedroom closet, $100 bill with white powder residue that field tested positive for cocaine. Give me a second, I have to switch over here. A Bindle white bag with white powder substance that field tested positive for cocaine. Cocaine scooper. 2 baggies with a baggie with a funnel. And there was also an unknown brown substance. It doesn't say, like, they're following that up for testing. Don't know. Additional firearms and ammunition were located in the garage. The total amount measurable cocaine in the master bedroom was 26.67 grams with packaging. Cocaine is a Schedule II controlled substance. Ketamine is a Schedule I controlled substance. So the detective met with Nick outside the residence. He was Mirandized, and he agreed to speak to the officers without counsel.
The fuck did he talk to cops? What are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I mean, he indicated that he slept in the master bedroom with his wife. He indicated that the other woman was just there visiting. He and his wife were placed under
That's
arrest.
not true, though. She lives there.
No, yeah, there's actually been texts and everything else.
Hey, the chat saying Tony Montana like they're in the Scarface, man.
Say hello to my little friend.
No, it was more like I saw that meme, Grand Theft Auto, Minnesota. It had him walking down the street. Like, that was kind of funny. I mean, as terrible as this is. While being placed under arrest.
Some of the memes are pretty funny. Look, I don't.
I know what you mean.
I want Nick to rebound and come back. Like I like Nick, and it's sad. This makes me sad. Like what's going on with all this and his kids and shit. This is awful.
You hope he can get help because you don't want to see someone like that keep spiraling, and definitely feel bad for the kids.
It'd be the best comeback of all time. If
I believe that
looking at his locals post though, I mean, I gotta say that didn't look like shit. I messed up. No,
he posted 3 things. The first one was a joke, which if it would have been like, hey, this is this is, by the way, I'm going to rehab or something, that would have actually been a funny post, but because he posted, what happened today? Just woke up, what's going on? Like, that would have been funny if he was like, okay, going to rehab. But then he posted about the news. So, hey, obviously a lot has happened. I'm sorry for legal purposes. It must be reiterated that the sorry is for the disruption, in no way related to any pending legal matters. That said, please realize that no one has the full story or picture on anything. It is possible no one ever will. Nothing reported is accurate, and that's not their fault. I've seen many supportive messages. Thank you. I'm still be doing stuff. I'm home now. Stay tuned for show announcements and stuff here on Locals. So then he started talking about doing a live stream that night, and he ended up canceling. He said, I really wanted to go live tonight. I planned on doing Locals tonight. I really wanted to be the first stream aftermath gay bullshit, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm sorry. I'll do something tomorrow. Right now I'm just drained and fucking tired. Again, 1 million people will have a whole slew of opinions about me and everything. That's fine. They earned it. They don't know the story. They can't. But they got their opinions, and I deserve my public lashing. I ask people to focus on me and my failures and leave other people allegedly involved out of it. When it's grifting time, I'll tell you shitty jail stories or, quote, the good parts about having your house searched, unquote, stories. I want to be jovial and optimistic for these things because they can be funny and self-deprecating. Tonight, I don't feel jovial. Peace, y'all. Talk soon. So, those were his.
Well, I wouldn't either. He's looking at a lot of shit, man.
Don't stream. like the last stream was, I mean, he talked shit not only about the judge in the monograph stuff, but this will be the judge that he sees for his arrest. Like, that stream that he did before his arrest, he said some fucking horrible things. You never talk shit about a judge that you're going to be in front of anyway. And that was that one lawsuit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now he's going to be in front of them. I mean, when I talk about that, I'm just trying to get the information correct. There's a lot of crazy shit. I heard when he first got arrested, I heard somebody saying, he and the 2 other women were in a car and they got busted with a gun. I mean, that's bullshit. So, the information should be correct. And there's a lot of other speculation outside of it. I don't know what's true there, but I don't want to minimize anything, but I want it to be correct. And again, I want Nick to go get rehab. He is a fucking addict. He may not like me saying that, but
to be honest, I don't care about his sex life and shit. I just want him to get clean.
Yeah, get clean for the children.
Yeah. And for yourself too.
Yeah, you got to do it for yourself first.
Yeah, you're right.
Someone that lost their dad to alcoholism, it's horrible. So I would hope that he would be able to overcome that because it's horrible, man. Like, my family's still doing it.
Doesn't just seem
3
like
years later,
alcohol.
so yeah.
But in Damien, it doesn't just seem like alcoholism. Like,
you're right.
He's got 27.
Yeah, you're right.
I saw that.
It's drugs and alcohol, child endangerment. I understand.
Yeah.
I don't know everything obviously about this, but
in the bail hearing that he had.
Yeah.
When the camera's not close up on his face and you could see like his shoulders and how he looks, he fucking lost a lot of weight, dude.
Yeah.
He looks really fucking skinny.
And that comes from drug abuse more
That
than
comes from
alcoholism.
drugs.
Well, it says that he had like marks on his arm that are from drug use. Again, there's been speculation over it. I looked at it at first and I thought that was saying IV drug use, but that's not actually what it says. It could be, you know, from cocaine, scratch. I don't know. It doesn't clarify that. But he did have, the reason I knew that this was real, he did a local stream after that big live stream, and he used an avatar, which is really weird for him. You know, he used an avatar all the time.
He has a black eye.
He had a black eye at the very beginning of it, and in his mug shots. And then, I mean, it was really bad, actually, in that hearing. But that's how I was like, holy shit, this is real. You know, nobody made that up, because that black eye, very few people noticed that. You know, so if somebody went in, it's like, oh my God, that is real. And
but like, I don't know when this started. When I hung out with him, it was just booze and, you know, some pot. He never cracked out any snow. So I don't know when this started, but it's obviously been going on for a while for him to be that hooked on it.
So what now? He goes to jail, or?
Flash, it doesn't necessarily have to be that long. It doesn't take long for somebody, you know, to get an addiction to a drug. Like
cocaine's a hell of an addictive
drug. But if he's hitting it hard, like
especially if you've got the money to buy it.
If he's doing it every day, it would only take 2 or 3 weeks, and he's fucking hooked. Like, I don't think it necessarily has to be a long, like, drawn out thing that he's ended up being, you know.
All I gotta say is this: more money, more problems. The man was on top of the world, the king of YouTube, and just look what he still had inner demons. So at the end of the day, more money, more problems, man.
But you can't just blame it on him making money. Like that's.
What did you say, Kirsche?
I was saying it's just really unfortunate to see, because like he was incredibly successful, and like my only interaction with him is him apparently not liking me very much. I don't know why exactly, but it's just like,
what did you do?
I never really interacted with him ever. But he had wanted to collab with my friend Pippa, and she wasn't able to. So there was a massive overlap in like my audience and his audience. And so people would be like, "Oh, you should do a collab with Rekieta." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know what I would talk about with like a lawyer. I'm an anime fox woman, but you know." And like every time I was brought up to him in his stream by like our mutual overlap, he would just be like, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you about that later." I don't know. Okay. Like he would have this really weird reaction to my name, and I'm like, "What the fuck? I've never talked to you. I don't understand." So like I even sent him a DM, and I was like, "Hey, dude. I don't know why you have this like weird negative reaction. I don't want like bad blood. What's up?" And like I'd only ever made like one comment on him previously to that. And I was like, somebody in my chat brought him up, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing like a picture where he had a bottle on his butt." And it's like if that one comment was like enough for him to get that seething, that is kind of insane to me.
When was this?
This was like, oh man, probably a year and a half ago, if not more at this point. I'm really bad at timelining.
Yeah.
Remember what Denzel Washington after the Will Smith slap? Remember Denzel Washington was quoted as saying, "At your highest moment, be careful. That's when the devil comes for you."
Real talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like seeing someone succumb to like alcoholism. I had to deal with my mom being an alcoholic, having rampant drug use, having her bring like prostitutes and stuff back to the house because she was friends with them. And so it's like I feel for what his kids are having to go through, and I don't want to see someone end up like my mom, regardless of, you know, my interactions with them. So
yeah, me too with my dad, same thing.
Well, it wasn't that long ago that Nick was, you know, he seemed like a really good family dad, like. Everything seemed good, and I mean, when I say not that long ago, maybe it was 6 or 12 months ago. But to see this downfall is just it is sad. Like I don't know Nick other than maybe streaming with him here, and it's a sad thing. Like I like Nick, I like watching Nick. He was very entertaining, and it is a man.
Like I can
He's
tell you from
taking a lot of
experience with
shit.
like my family when it happened. It was like a light switch. It was just one day they're fine, and the next day just suddenly they're off the deep end out of nowhere, and you have you don't know why it's happening, and it just keeps getting progressively worse.
He's got one serious charge too. I mean, he has to get this together. It's not just, obviously physically. I mean, this stuff will kill you. You have a family too, but he has a very serious charge. And I'm not trying to minimize. I'm talking legally because there's a child endangerment charge, and I'm not saying that isn't serious. That's serious, but legally that's a gross misdemeanor. So he has child endangerment, which is a gross misdemeanor, possession of ammo or firearm, gross misdemeanor, but
the
25 grams or
spent
over.
Shell casing is a little scary. Was he shooting at the ceiling or something? Like people are saying he's shooting at ceiling cats. I don't know what that's all about, but the spent shell casing is weird. Was he shooting in his house? I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
I mean, he just may have not been properly, they could have been out or anything. I don't know. There's a lot of speculation to that. He could have been out and didn't properly store or, dispose of shell casing. It could have been anything. The house was in disarray. The police noted that. The reason they do that is because of the child endangerment. See, CPS will be involved.
CPS first, right?
Yeah. Now, the children reportedly are with relatives, so that's good. That's very good. But CPS will be involved in your life. But that 25 grams or over of cocaine or meth, that can carry a max of 25 years.
Chuck, let me ask you a quick question. I just heard, this could be completely wrong. He's representing himself. Is that a good or bad idea?
He represented himself for that hearing. From what I've heard, he's going to get legal representation. It's always bad to represent yourself.
Don't represent yourself. What are you doing there?
Yeah, it's always bad. But he represented himself.
Then to be the counsel for his wife as well, I think.
And that was just for that specifically. I mean, that's from what I'm hearing. Again, and
the thing that I noticed with his locals posts is that he's not really, for want of a better way of saying it, really taking responsibility for the situation that he's in. It's almost like it almost seems like a bit of a brush off. I don't know. That's how I sort of saw that. And, he needs to look at himself for a second and be like, okay, maybe there is some allegations in there that are incorrect. But even still, like, that you look at him and it looks like there's drug abuse there. There's definitely alcoholism there. He needs help. He does need help, and I hope he does get the help that he needs, and I hope he can rebound. But if he thinks that there's nothing wrong, then he can't rebound. There's no.
Well, there's also the chance that he's just trying to push the online content creator bravado, like, oh, there's nothing wrong, it's no big deal, I can handle it, because you don't want to show weakness, because then people who dislike you will take that weakness and exploit it.
Yeah, that's
another thing too. Well, I think a lot of. We know he reads his Kiwi Farm thread because he said he has before, and that was his number one. I think that stuff does get to him and bother him. It's like, just don't read the thread, man. Like
he's 100% denial.
That's the best advice I could give anybody. Just don't go seek it out. I don't know what the thought was there, and I think it did get to him a little.
He's in denial, man. Though, I mean, he's in denial of that. People had talked to him. He was adamantly denying. In fact, that local stream that he had, he said, he quoted someone, I won't say who they are, but he didn't say who they were, but he said, I told somebody that I wish I had an alcohol or drug problem. I don't have one. Well, obviously he did. The problem he runs into, again, if he doesn't get his shit right, depending on what a prosecutor wants, with the first charge, I mean, they could probably get it knocked down to probation and freaking, and rehab. But if they wanted to hit him, digital scale, multiple packaging, large quantity of drugs, I mean, they could go after you real hard. So whatever the fuck they want, man, I hope that this is a wake-up call. Unfortunately, those posts, what they felt like to me, and this made me mad. That's why I posted, I just went on a posting tirade today, because I don't feel like he's hit rock bottom. And the next level there, I've been expecting to hear how he's either overdosed or wrapped his car around a tree or killed somebody on the road or one of his family members on, accident with DUI. I mean, damn, like if this isn't rock bottom, we know what's next.